You good? Okay. Senior forward Quinn Taylor, thoughts on the game, please?
I mean, tonight was a fun night. It was great to play out in the spec in front of basically a sold-out crowd. I mean, anytime you get that fan support, it really boosts us. I mean, I feel like we came out with an edge and just played 40 minutes with an edge. I think one of the things Coach has been stressing kind of throughout the years, we want to be the toughest team anyone plays. We want them to leave the gym saying we don't want to see those guys again. And I think we did a great job tonight of that with our rebounding effort and just our defensive effort. I mean, San Diego State, they're a great team. I mean, they've been playing really hot. We were able to feel like force some of their players into situations that just make them a little uncomfortable. And it was a great game plan, and we just played with a lot of energy, and it was fun.
Questions?
Watson and McDaniels have been averaging about 35 combined. Tonight they get 12. I mean, obviously you guys blocked them.
Yeah, I mean, they're two great players. Our coach came up with, had a great game plan to kind of force them into just uncomfortable situations, force them into things that maybe they haven't seen before. And really, it was just, I think our energy the whole time, we kind of came out and just kind of took it from the start.
So yesterday, Coach Smith was kind of talking about winning games in different ways. So you guys have been versatile. This is kind of another example where you had a relatively poor shooting night, but you still won by 16 or so points.
Yeah, I mean, I think big thing was also our points in the paint. We had 46 to 20. I mean, that's going to be a tell of kind of who's playing with a little harder, who's playing a little, diving for 50-50 balls. And that's kind of just the chemistry or the way Coach wants us to play is just really go out there and give it our all. And I think everyone who got in tonight was able to do that.
You faced San Diego State more than anybody. What was it like to finally get one from them?
I mean, it's always a good feeling to get a win, especially if it's the first time against a team and since we joined the Mountain West. But it's really just it was good to go out and show our fans. I mean, we got the place packed, and we want to be able to perform every time they get there because it really helps us.
Why was tonight such a struggle as far as shooting goes?
They're a long and athletic team. I mean, they're a good team. They've really picked it up lately on the defensive end and just being more sound. I think they kind of gambled a couple games in the beginning of the year, and they've really tightened up their defensive just soundness. And I mean, they got length at every position, so it can bother us at times. But I mean, we were able to find a way.
Big game coming up on Saturday. I'm sure you guys don't need a reminder of what's at stake. And you guys have an extra day to kind of prepare for that. What's going to be the focus as the team kind of in preparation for that?
I mean, it's going to be, I feel like, the same as every game. Just we're going to go out and play as hard as we can and as tough as we can and make it a dogfight because we like our odds when it gets like that.
Yeah, you mentioned San Diego State being long athletic. How much of it was a battle on the rebounds? Especially because last game they out rebounded, and then today you guys dominated, I think 44 to 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Coach he's shown us a couple clips from our game up there, and just kind of our lack of rebounding effort on the offensive end and defensive end. So we know what type of players we are, and we weren't going to let that happen again. I mean, they were one of the two teams that's out-rebounded us this year when we played there, so we were going to go out and just play tough.
Anything else? All right,
Thank you.
You're done. Have a pleasant evening.
Did you go out at all in the second half?
I did for 30 seconds, and then Nimi got his technical. So that was, and then I came back in. So tell him to cool it.
All right, redshirt freshman forward Justin Bean, thoughts on the game, sir?
That was awesome. That's really about all I can say to sum that up. It was electrifying. Fans were amazing. You could definitely just get a taste of what Spectre Magic was, and you could feel that from the very beginning, from the tip-off. Coach Smith, I think his arms are probably pretty sore from doing this the whole game. He's always just trying to get the crowd into it. So it all starts with him, at the helm. And just from then on, we just all pitched in and did our part and really locked in on defense. So that made the difference when we couldn't knock down shots.
To start the second half, was the game plan at all to get you the ball, and we ended up scoring the first 6 points?
Yeah, not initially, honestly. I just tried to find my way in the offense and just crash the rebounds. Got a couple of cheap ones from guys not being disciplined and me just going after it. So that's kind of been my mentality, my mojo going into it, just to find every loose ball and try and get some points for our team.
Really physical game, and it seemed like the more players hit the floor, the harder you guys were playing. You guys really feed off of just like that physicality.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of it, too, is because they, at their place, they had a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a chip on their shoulders. I feel like we weren't as aggressive as we should have been, and I thought that was ultimately the difference in that game. And so we knew that had to be the difference maker in this game, was to be more physical, be more aggressive, and it showed defense and offensively.
Let's talk about defense. On defense, you didn't force a lot of turnovers or get tons of blocks or steals, but you guys played excellent defense. What was it like trying to guard them and forcing a bunch of missed shots?
Well, like Quinn said, they're long, they're athletic, they're well coached. So credit to them. They usually get some good looks on offense. But I thought communication was key for us, just knowing when to switch the right matchups. And we really tried to limit their mid-post catches. I know last time they got a lot of touches in there at home, and they were really comfortable. They just kind of backed us down and turned into their shots. We tried to eliminate as many of those touches as we could, and just not let Watson get any comfortable threes.
How does that help with building the energy that your team has, especially when you're having a slow night as far as shooting goes?
It helps a lot. We know we're a good shooting team typically, so we know when those aren't falling, we have to find another way. And tonight we did that with our energy and just trusting coach and the game plan and doing what we had to.
Does it ever shake your confidence when you come into a game knowing that you're a good shooting team and then not seeing those shots fall?
I don't think so, honestly, because for us it all starts on defense, and we know defense has been our mentality, our mojo this year. We've been really good defensively, being top 5 in the nation or in the country in defensive field goal percentage, and so we know when we play to our strengths that offensively it'll take care of itself. I thought we did a great job in transition tonight. They're usually a good team getting back, but I thought we really pushed it on them.
If there's any team in the conference that can really rival San Diego State's pure athleticism, it's probably Nevada. Do you think there's a benefit to playing San Diego State before then, kind of to help prepare you, get you guys used to that amount of athleticism on the court?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, they're also very long, even taller, lengthier than San Diego State. Very athletic, and Coach Smith told us, at the beginning of the year, we may not always be the most athletic team on paper, but we were actually watching a video about Michael Jordan. You'll have to ask him what the title was on the way up to Boise, but Michael Jordan, one of the commentators, asked him. He said, "So you guys just finished your playoff series. You guys are pretty tired going into playing Utah. What's going to be your mentality, being fatigued?" And Michael Jordan just said, "Well, we may be fatigued, but our hearts aren't fatigued." And so that sounds cliche and probably cheesy, but honestly, that's kind of been our mentality, is that we're going to out-tough any team we play, or at least do our best to.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Go to your top players. Maybe you should drop that.
Yeah, start getting a towel.
It was Quinn. He was here. Hey, let me know when you're good.
There's a few more people in here than there was in November.
All right, head coach Craig Smith, thoughts on this one?
Well, it's a great victory for us. First of all, I want to credit all the Aggie fans for coming out tonight and supporting us, and it was almost a sellout, and their presence was felt, no question about it. The energy is just so contagious, and and just willed our guys. I mean, it's just amazing the impact that a crowd like that has on winning, quite frankly, and it can be very daunting for an opponent. And we experience the same thing when we go on the road to certain places. So our traditional fans are amazing. I thought the herd was fantastic, and let's follow it up on Saturday again with not a seat available in the Spectrum. So it was fun to experience that. There was just so many times you couldn't. Kyle had to take like 4 ibuprofen at halftime to get rid of his migraine. That Kyle right there. But it was certainly electric, and our guys really fed off of that. With that, they're a hot team. They won 8 out of 9. They've been very, very good. Obviously, they had just beaten the defending champs a week ago or whenever it was, and they got the best of us 2.5 weeks ago, and that was a very humbling game for us. But we got better from that game. So our guys responded in a major way. Obviously, rebounding was a huge key. They manhandled us on the boards at their place with 14 offensive rebounds, and to be able to hold a team like that to 35%, because they got so many weapons, to hold them to 35%, and they only get 7 offensive rebounds was the difference in the game. And so thought we got a great spark from so many guys. I mean, Quinn Taylor was unbelievable tonight. We put him in some different positions. Nemi obviously had the 4 fouls, so he had some issues that way. But I thought Quinn was absolutely incredible. 7 offensive rebounds, 13 points, 4 assists in 30 minutes. Justin Bean was a big-time spark for us. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 on the offensive end. And I thought just set the tone, especially to start the second half. Those 2 offensive rebound putbacks kind of, they called the timeout and just kind of put them at bay, so to speak. And we're finding different ways to win. We start out the game 1 for 19 from the 3. a lot of them were literally, 8 of you guys would have made them. They were pretty wide open. That's true. 8 of them. So, but it is what it is. And so to be able to win like that, we couldn't do that 2 months ago. And so now we're finding different ways to do that. So, and then the last thing, we just points in the paint was huge tonight. And so to be able to take advantage of that and kind of loosen them up, I thought our offense was really clicking in a great way, except for those missed threes. Is that possible? To click well but not make shots? I think it is. It's the process, right, guys? It's always about the process.
Why was 3-point shooting such a struggle for you guys tonight?
It's just one of those games. I mean, shooting's contagious, good and bad. Sometimes you come out and you make 3 or 4 right away, and then the basket just seems like it's, humongous. But it just is what it is. You go through ebbs and flows of not shooting great at times through the season. But I thought we took some early, we rushed a few early for sure. We take a step back 3 on the left wing in the first half, and it's like, what are we, But sometimes you just got to let the game come to you a little bit. So a few of them were rushed, but all in all, I thought we had some wide open shots, and the guys that were shooting them, we trust, to make them.
Watson McDaniels combined for 12 points.
Yeah, that was, that's all. Those 2 are really good. Like McDaniels is, some projections have him as a first-round pick in the NBA draft, or at worst, like an early second-round pick. And, he's listed at 6'10", so he's 6'9", and he's long. I mean, you saw a couple of those baskets. Like, I'm not sure we could have did anything else, and he just scores right over you. And so that's part of it. He's also a guy that was averaging like 3.5 offensive rebounds a game, and, the stats have him down for 0. So he does so many things for them. Justin Bean he basically had Bean didn't come out the second half. He was just really good. And then Watson just carved us up in San Diego. He had 14 free throws against us. We just did a way better job guarding him. We were maybe more sound with some tendencies and trying to take away, we were just more disciplined, taking away what they're really good at. And it was Sam, Diogo, and Abel that did a great job on him. And, he goes 2 for 14. So we said in the pregame, those 2 guys in league play, San Diego State's averaging 70.5 points a game. Those 2 guys combined for 36 a game. So they both average, whatever the number is, but we held them to a combined